Let's be honest, respect isn't given, it's engineered. If you're tired of being overlooked, of your voice getting drowned out in meetings, and of feeling like a pawn in someone else's game, you need to stop hoping for respect and start building it. In the world of power, there are no victims, only the strategic and the dominated. This is your guide to not just playing the game, but winning it. Our teacher is Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance thinker who wrote the ultimate playbook for power, The Prince. For centuries, his name has been shorthand for manipulation and ruthless ambition. But if you dismiss his work as just evil, you miss the entire point and surrender a massive advantage. Machiavelli's genius was seeing the world for what it is, a theater of competing interests, not what we wish it were. He taught that to get ahead, you have to understand human nature and use it to your advantage. So, forget everything you've been told about being nice, waiting your turn, and hoping for the best. Today, we're diving into the cold, hard math of power. Let's begin. The first and most important rule in any power struggle is this: what people believe about you is far more powerful than what's true about you. Machiavelli knew that people judge more by what they see than by what they know. Your reputation isn't just a side effect of your actions, it's your primary weapon and your most vital shield. You have to build it, shape it, and guard it relentlessly. In his world, a prince's reputation for strength was more critical than his actual victories on the battlefield. It's the appearance of power that gives you real power. Think about it in a modern office. Who gets listened to in a big meeting? Is it always the person with the most accurate facts? Or is it the person who projects unbreakable confidence, who's known for being decisive, and whose presence commands attention before they even say a word? To build your image, you first have to decide what you want it to be. The unshakable expert, the bold innovator, the quiet strategist who sees every angle. Whatever you pick, every single thing you do has to reinforce that image. Machiavelli said a leader must appear merciful, faithful, and moral, even if they have to act differently behind the scenes. This isn't about being a hypocrite. It's about understanding that your public image is a tool for control. Look at Steve Jobs. His reputation wasn't for being a friendly boss. He was known as a demanding visionary with impossible standards. That image, which he carefully cultivated, allowed him to push his teams to create revolutionary products. People weren't driven by affection for him. They were driven by a fear of failing to meet his legendary expectations. His reputation did the hard work for him. Start now. Guard your reputation like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Speak with purpose. When you make a call, project certainty, even if you have doubts. Publicly reward loyalty and competence so your praise becomes a prize. And when you have to, punish incompetence or betrayal swiftly and decisively, so people learn there are consequences for crossing you. In the game of power, the story people tell about you is the only one that matters. Make damn sure you're the one writing it. The second rule of Machiavellian strategy is to drop the rigid rulebook and learn to adapt. Machiavelli wrote that any leader who sticks to just one approach is doomed to fail, because circumstances are always changing. Success belongs to those who can change their tactics with the times. He used the famous analogy of the lion and the fox. The lion is powerful and can scare off wolves, but he's blind to traps. The fox is clever and can spot the traps, but he can't fight off the wolves. To win any power struggle, you have to be both. You need the lion's strength to be direct and confrontational when you have to, but you also need the fox's cunning to be subtle, patient, and even deceptive when the situation demands it. Think about that person at work who is always aggressive. Sure, they might win a few fights through pure intimidation, but it doesn't take long for people to start setting traps, uniting against them, and undermining them behind their back. Now, think of the person who is always nice and accommodating. Everyone likes them, but they get taken advantage of. Their kindness is seen as weakness, and their own priorities always end up at the bottom of the pile. The true master of power doesn't have a default setting. They read every room and every opponent. Facing a direct challenge from a rival? Be the lion. Act with overwhelming force to make it clear that's a bad idea. Navigating a complex office drama with shifting loyalties? Be the fox. Listen more than you talk, gather intel, and gently guide people toward your goal without them ever knowing you were steering. This takes emotional detachment. Your actions can't be driven by your mood. They have to be guided by cold, strategic calculation. Ask yourself, what does this situation require for me to win? Sometimes it's a bold, public statement. Other times, it's a quiet, private chat. It might be a calculated act of generosity to win an ally, or a sharp, public correction to make a point. The world isn't stable. Your strategy can't be either. The winner isn't the strongest or the smartest. It's the most adaptable. Stop asking, what's the right thing to do? And start asking, what's the effective thing to do right now? That's how you win. And now for the rule everyone knows and almost everyone gets wrong. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. When people hear this, they picture a cruel tyrant ruling through terror. That's a complete and fatal misreading. Machiavelli was a realist. He knew that love is unreliable. People love you when it's convenient and will drop you the second it serves them. Fear, on the other hand, is a much more stable motivator. But let's be crystal clear. The fear Machiavelli is talking about isn't fear of random cruelty. It's the fear of consequences. It's a deep-seated respect. It's the understanding that you have firm boundaries, high standards, and the will to enforce them. It's the fear of disappointing you. It's the fear of the predictable and just fallout that will come if someone undermines you, lies to you, or breaks a promise. A leader who is only loved will eventually be walked all over. Deadlines will slip, authority will be challenged, and goodwill will be drained dry. A leader who is feared, in the Machiavellian sense, creates an environment of accountability. The team performs not out of warm, fuzzy feelings, but out of respect for the standards that have been set. The critical line to walk is between being feared and being hated. Machiavelli warns that hatred is poison. Hatred fuels conspiracies and gives your enemies a reason to unite against you. You avoid it by never being cruel for the sake of it. Your use of power must always seem justified. When you have to make a tough call or punish someone, do it quickly and move on. Don't hold grudges, confiscate what isn't yours, or publicly humiliate people. That's what turns healthy fear into toxic resentment. In your own life, this just means setting clear expectations and consequences. If a colleague is always late with their work, the loved approach is to give them another chance, and then another. The Machiavellian approach is to enforce the consequence you already laid out, not out of anger, but as a matter of principle. That one act sends a powerful message to everyone. This is a person whose word means something. This person is not to be trifled with. Your goal is to be seen as a formidable force for competence and order. People might not love you in a sentimental way, but they'll respect you. They will count on your strength. They'll know you're a serious person who gets things done. And in the world of power, that kind of fear is worth more than all the hollow affection in the world. These three rules, engineering your image, Mastering adaptability and using fear as a tool for respect aren't a guide to becoming a monster. They're a blueprint for navigating the world as it actually is. They are the tools you need to stop being talked over and start owning the room. Power isn't good or evil. It's a neutral force, just waiting to be used by those with the courage and the smarts to understand how it works. The world is not going to hand you power or respect just because you're a good person. You have to claim it with strategic action. Stop playing by a set of rules that were designed to make you lose. Start seeing every interaction, every meeting, and every conversation as a chance to build your authority. Your legacy won't be defined by your good intentions, but by your results. So, I have to ask, which of these rules hit home for you the most, and why? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you're ready to stop being a pawn and start becoming a player, subscribe for more uncompromising truths on power and strategy.